You have been eating intuitively. You've been very connected to your body. You've been way more in tune with your hunger and your fullness cues. So now you know, okay, yeah, you know what? My body is sending me a signal. It's time to eat. Now you can actually feel your fullness and you can listen to your fullness cues. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm actually full. Even though this food is really good, I don't need any more food. And you have been able to stop eating when you're full. When you are going out for dinner with your husband and the bread basket comes out before your meal, and there's the bread and the butter, and you genuinely don't want any. Like, it's not like you're restricting yourself or depriving yourself. You just genuinely don't want any. You can confidently say no to the bread and it not be a big deal because you're like, you know what? No, I actually don't really feel like it. Or you're like, honestly, it's probably going to bloat me. So yeah, I'm just not going to have any. You are doing that from a place of self-love. You are doing that because you genuinely don't want it. And because you have been really good at eating intuitively and listening to your body, you're confident in those decisions, right? You are confident in saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to have the bread before my meal. I don't want to feel crazy bloated. And you know what? I'm actually really just looking forward to my meal. Again, you're not doing this because you're trying to restrict yourself. You just genuinely don't want it. You are so in tune with your body that you are able to do this, which is incredible. It truly is so incredible. However, what starts to happen on your journey is you feel confident with your decisions. But there is a sneaky thought in the back of your head that says, but what is my aunt going to think? What is my partner going to say? What are my friends at the dinner table going to say now that I am choosing to not have the bread before dinner? Are they going to still think I'm dieting? Because, we used to diet together. We used to do these fitness challenges together. Or, my aunt used to always know me as somebody who was always on diets and who was always restricting myself. So does she think that I'm still dieting? Is she going to still think that? My friends all know me as, being super healthy. So maybe do they think like I actually don't have freedom? Are they going to judge me? Are they going to think like maybe I'm dieting? I know that you still have those sneaky little thoughts in the back of your head, even though you are confident with your decision because you're so in tune and you're like, no, I don't want the bread. I'm not depriving myself. I genuinely don't want it. But you're still in the back of your head like, oh, well, maybe I should have it because I don't want this person to look at me and think that I'm still dieting. I don't want this person to think like, oh yeah, she's probably just, trying to have less carbs. Why are you still worried about what other people think? This is the root. You have gotten to a point where you have been judging your food choices less, which is incredible. You have been eating intuitively and you have become very connected to your body. So now nope, that food doesn't make me feel well. I'm not going to have it. I am full. And even though the food is really good, I am going to stop here. And you feel good about that. You are in control. You have the power. And like I said, that's incredible that you have come so far and you can stop eating when you're full. You can say no to that bread basket. You're connected to your body. But you're still in your head wondering what this person is going to think if you don't have the bread. You're still wondering what this person is going to say if you order the salad. And almost is like you feel like you have to justify. Oh, well, I normally order pizza, but just this one time I'm ordering a salad. It's like you don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to give yourself an explanation. If you feel like you have to justify, you are still so worried about what other people think. Because somebody who is truly so confident in their decisions with food says no to the bread basket and isn't thinking, what is this person going to say? Or what is this person going to think? The person who is so confident in their decisions with food will go and order the salad if that is what their body is truly telling them. And they will actually go and eat the salad without having to justify and say, oh, but don't worry, I just ate a bunch of chocolate yesterday. Or, yeah, normally I order the pizza, but, today I'm just going to have the salad. Like, you don't have to justify. When you are so worried about what other people think about you and what you're choosing to eat, you feel this need to justify. Oh, I'm not going to have the bread because, it bloats me. Well, I'm not going to have the bread because blah, 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 blah. Or I'm ordering the salad today, but normally, I go for the pizza. Like, you don't have to actually justify. You can just have that particular food item. And it's so funny when I go to social events and sometimes I'll have dessert, sometimes I won't, right? I can't say every single time I have dessert because I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't even know if I'm going to like what's actually there. Right? And somebody who's very intuitive, it's just like, okay, well, once I get there, I'm going to decide how I feel, hunger level, satisfaction, and then I can make a decision from there. But it's funny because there will be certain times where I won't have dessert. And people will say things like, oh, you're just so good. Like, I don't know how you do it. You're so motivated. Like, this is the conversations that they'll say to me, right? Like, oh, Lorna, you're just so motivated. Like, I don't know how you do it. And I'm just sitting there like, you have no idea that I'm actually not trying to motivate myself to not eat those cupcakes right now. To be honest, they just look like shit. And not in a mean way of like the baking looks bad. It's just, that's not my thing. I'm like, I don't want a cupcake. Like that's actually not even attractive to me. Like, no, thank you. I don't want that. But and I don't say anything. I just sit there and I just smile. I think in my head, I'm like, people have no idea, but I'm just so confident that I don't have to justify. I don't have to explain to them, oh no, I don't eat this or I don't want that. I don't have to explain. I just sit there. People can think whatever they want because they actually don't have a clue. Here they are telling me, oh, Lorna, yeah, you're just so good. I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I'm not trying, sunshine. I'm literally not even trying. I just genuinely don't want it. And, I'm so connected to my body and I've mastered intuitive eating that I've gotten to a point where I can say no to certain foods without feeling deprived. Like, that's power. That is so powerful. If I go somewhere and I order a really big meal, people will say, whoa, are you sure you're going to eat all that? Like, wow. Whoa, that's a big slice, or that's a big piece of chicken, or whatever it is. Like, holy moly, like that's a very large meal. If you can't finish it, maybe you can just take some home. And I'm like, I'm probably going to finish it. Like, I'm just so confident. I'm like, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. It's just, and I'm probably going to finish it. This happened to me about a week and a half ago. We were at a social event and I ordered this meal and somebody was like, holy moly, like if you can't finish it, like just make sure you take it home. And I'm like, I'm probably going to eat this whole thing. And why I'm sharing this with you is because I've been talking about this a lot, right? There's always a next evolution. There's always this next level to healing, to stepping into your power, to having an even more effortless relationship with food. So there's that one stage where you are more confident with your decisions you are judging yourself last, which is incredible. But in order to get to this next stage where it's like, I don't give a flying crapola, it's like, I genuinely don't care what anyone else thinks or says because I know my body. So when everyone else is like, oh, look, oh, she's so good. Oh, wow, I don't know how you do it. You're just so motivated to not have the cupcake. I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I actually just genuinely don't want it. And it's just like, you're just unfazed. When somebody says, oh, well, that's a big portion, you're like, yeah, probably going to finish it. Like, you actually just don't care. And you just don't get triggered. That is the next evolution for many of you. It's like you have been eating intuitively and you are judging yourself less. You are feeling more confident with your decisions, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, I don't want the bread, but you're still thinking about Aunt Sally. But you're still thinking, I have to justify myself to explain why I'm ordering the pizza or why I'm actually getting the salad. And it's like, no, you actually don't have to. You actually don't. Because if you are truly, 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 truly so confident with your decisions, you don't have to explain to other people why you're not having the bread, why you're ordering the salad. You only have to justify when you're still trying to justify it to yourself. When people are getting dessert, they used to always say to Andrew and I, because we used to be personal trainers, and they would, and sometimes still to this day, I'm like, I'm not even looking at what you're eating, but whatever. They're like, oh, just close your eyes as I'm eating this. And I'm like, I genuinely don't care what you're eating. Like, eat what you want to be eating. Like, if you want to be eating it, eat it. If you don't, then don't. Like, it's so funny. And the people who are not confident in their decisions, they'll say things like that. Oh, well, I know I probably shouldn't be eating this, but I'm going to be eating it anyways. It's like they have to try to justify. You don't have to justify anything. So working on this next level is going to be so transformative. When I stopped caring about what other people thought and I was just so 100% confident in my decisions, man, oh man, feels so light and easy. There was this one time when we were going to Andrew's parents' house, and Andrew's parents, they we don't go as often, but we used to go over a little bit more often, and they like to order in food, which is totally fine. But there was obviously different stages on my journey. So the first stage, I was like, I don't want to eat that. But then when I started healing my relationship with food, I started getting to a point where I was like, but I actually genuinely don't want that pizza. I'm not depriving myself. I'm not restricting myself. I just don't want to be eating that. I'm like, can I just make myself some eggs? Or I just genuinely don't want that for just my health. And I genuinely don't want to feel like crap the whole rest of the night and then into the rest of the week. It's just a preference that I just genuinely don't want that. And there was still oh, but are they going to think that I'm dieting? Because every time I used to go there, I used to not eat it. And now, at the beginning of the stages when I was healing my relationship with food, it wasn't like I didn't want to eat it because of the calories. It was more so I just genuinely don't want to eat it because of my health and I just don't want to feel like crap, right? But they don't know that. And so what happened? It's you feel the need to justify. You feel the need to say, oh, I'm not depriving myself. I just don't want it because it bloats me, right? So again, there's still that justification. But then the next evolution that I stepped into, which I'm talking about with you guys today, is it got to a point where I just wouldn't have it or I would have it with no explanation needed. Oh, why don't you want it? I'm just good. That is confidence, and that's what I fully stepped into, and that's what you need to step into as well too. That is true power. That is true confidence. That is true intuitive eating. That is it's power. It's so, so, so empowering. Let people think what they want to think. Let them think you're dieting. Let them think that you're just trying to eat super healthy. Let them think you're just the most motivated person in the world. Let them think that. So what? Who cares? It's like, I know myself, so people can literally think whatever they want. This is where the self-confidence piece comes in when it comes to intuitive eating. It's not just about you feeling confident with your decisions and still be thinking about, oh my God, what is this person going to think? It's, no, I am confident with what I'm choosing to eat, and I don't feel the need to explain to anyone why I'm not having dessert, why I am having dessert, why I'm ordering this. No justification needed. When you're at that point, boom, freedom, empowerment, feel so light, you feel so free. It is the greatest feeling in the freaking world to stop giving a flying crapola about what other people think about your choices. This is your body. This is your life. Don't you dare just go and have the piece of bread because you don't want this person to think you're dieting. Don't you dare just order the pizza, even though you actually really want this nice quinoa salad bowl, because you don't want that person to think you're like the healthiest person when, order what you want to order, eat what you want to eat, say yes to the foods you want, say no to the foods you don't want to eat, because this is your body. Stop giving so much attention and focus and energy to other people that are just thinking things that are actually not even true. Let them think that. Let them think that. Let them feel that. Let them say that. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if you are genuinely listening to your body, that is all that freaking matters. So, work on this. The second piece to really mastering intuitive eating, giving no craps. It will change your freaking life.